What is one thing that all book readers can agree on? Fake stickers on books. With every book adaptation lately, they've been sticking these fake stickers on books, from Netflix to Apple TV to movies, but usually movies have at least a movie tie-in cover. But because you can't remove this sticker, it's consistently always on your cover. My plan today is to fix this book cover and get rid of this fake sticker. For those who don't know, I do have an art channel where I paint various Pokemon cards to continue on the illustration by painting on them. So my plan is to try and do that same concept with this Witcher book that I bought off of Pango. This is mostly an experiment to see if I can replicate what I do with the Pokemon cards onto this book cover, and obviously it's going to have acrylic paint on it, so it's not going to be as smooth anymore. So I'm basically ruining my own copy of book, and I'll probably do kind of a sprayed edge. So this is the first trial for this concept, and if it goes well, I'll try to do more covers. Let me start the trial and see if I can fix this cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain my process, sort of like I do my Pokemon cards, and then leave you to some music for the rest of the painting. But I start out usually by doing a base of a specific color. This time I chose a gray, and on my Pokemon cards I usually do a white and just turn the whole background white before I continue the illustration. The next step is to figure out how to color match and what colors I will need to mix to get the same colors that are in this image, in this already painted painting on this book cover. And so there's a lot of blues and greens and gray and brown, so those are the colors I'll be using. And this does take a lot of trial and error to get the colors just right. And I was lucky with this one that it's not a very detailed piece on the cover. If I had more line work and drawing in this background, it would have been a lot harder to match and get it just right to replicate all the colors and the style of painting. But because this was already a previous painting, it was easy to get the brush strokes to match closer and also to achieve the colors closer to that original painting. There also isn't a lot going on in this background. It's all stagnant buildings and the town and the castle, so there's not a lot of movement, there's not a lot of people in this town. This seems to be an abandoned town, so there was no need to put people or animals or any extra objects in this circle that I'm trying to blend in with this cover. And here is where I move on to doing my version of sprayed edges while I wait for that front cover to dry. my plan was to kind of do more of a wraparound sprayed edge, so it kind of brought that cover around onto the side. And I also planned not to do the top and bottom, just doing that side. And now it's time for the final touches for my book. I am adding Mod Podge as my sealer for my paint so that I don't rub off that acrylic paint on the front. So I just do a layer of that clear Mod Podge. It is going to dry clear, so don't worry. It looks white now, it's going to dry. And then after I do that Mod Podge, I have to peel apart all the pages that I just painted one by one. And now, after peeling apart all the pages, this is what the pages look like. And then my fix on that Netflix symbol, you can obviously still see and you'll be able to feel the difference between the paint and the actual book cover, but I completely covered up that logo, so at first glance you aren't going to be able to tell. So let me know if you think this was a success, and if you'd like me to do more videos like this. And as always, if you hit the subscribe button, I can see everyone in the next video.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of